To learn about the off-grid lifestyle and to be inspired to live your dreams, click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Hit the bell notification. I knew it was only a matter of time before what's going on in the cities with all the destruction and chaos happening there would finally reach down to us down here in the country in the middle of nowhere. Last night we had a thief on the property and a little burglary, a little robbery, I don't know what you call it, whatever the word you want to use. But before I get into that, the world has just went crazy. Right is wrong, wrong is right. We came out here to obtain some peace and quiet, serenity, get away from people. I've said in many videos, if you want to be happy and free, the best thing to do is get away from people, because as soon as you start mixing in with people, that's what makes people unhappy. I've noticed it every time that I have to interact with somebody is when my happiness level starts to come down, because I'm having to try to predict what they're going to say and do so I can be ready for it. For example, when I wanted to get the address, I called the guy up at the 911 center, and I halfway knew that he wasn't going to give me an address. And sure enough, it was a runaround, and it brought my happiness level down. But when I don't have to deal with people, I'm out here on the property, everything is perfect. I'm super happy, doing my own thing, making my own electricity, making my own heat for firewood, getting water out of the well. It also shows a bit of freedom. The neighbors have really tried to see what we're doing here. You know, building a tiny house. They want to have participation. They want to welcome their neighbors. They want to be friendly. But what I have noticed in the past, I've built a dog kennel years ago on my own property. And the neighbor came over and he wanted to know what was going on. And ended up, he got mad. And I don't even remember what he got mad about. And so we lived next door to a neighbor for 10 years who hated our guts over something I couldn't even remember what he got mad about. But it was over the dog kennel. And that's why I feel like when people start mixing in and giving opinions and you get angry, you lose your happiness. And then you get up in the city, you see these huge destruction of cities, massive fires, destruction of buildings, people's businesses. And okay, now they're not happy. People in the city are not happy on either side. The people who having their property damaged and the people who are damaging the property. Nobody's happy. But I don't have that problem because I don't have the other half of the people that make me unhappy. So right after that video posted, I did an online survey. And in the survey, I asked, if you're living in the city, are you trying to move out to the country? And I said yes, no, and the third response is, what's wrong with the city? So 76% of the respondents said yes, they were trying to figure out how to get out of the city. They want to come out to the country. I watched a video of this realtor in this area. I forget what the title was. This is crazy. And I thought, well, what's so crazy about selling property? So I clicked on the video and he was talking about how anytime a piece of property goes up for sale and they list it, it almost instantly sells. He's been doing this for 25 years and he's never seen anything like it. People from the cities are wanting to leave the city, so they're trying to find property outside the city. So a while back, I told you that I was attacked at the middle of the night. It was a neat little video. As a matter of fact, at the end of the video, on one of those little pop-ups, it should pop up, I don't know, right by my face somewhere, I'll put that video. So last night, the perpetrator that attacked me also robbed me last night. So, you know, I think it's moving out here to the country also. Now, to give you a little context, we have a little cat, stray cat, feral cat probably is what I should say. I don't know if it's stray. He's pretty wild. He doesn't like getting approached. Now, he hangs up here most of the day. I'm sure he's around here somewhere, but he hides really well. And at night and in the morning, so early morning, he wants to get fed. We've been feeding him so he can keep the mice down. And he's doing a really good job. He doesn't eat the mice. He kills them and leaves them out in the yard. I guess to show that he's doing his job, because he likes 9 Lives cat food. So I get up in the morning and he's always waiting for me. Well, now I can get pretty close to him. He still won't let me touch him. But the other day, just yesterday actually, he was on top of the wood pile here when I got up, and he let me pass by him, which was really odd. I mean, he doesn't let you get this close. So I just passed right by him, and I brought his food over here. This is where we feed him. It's far enough away from the camper that we don't disturb him, so we feed him right here. And I can still watch him. I think he's just neat to watch. I like cats. He'll eat, and then he'll take off in the morning. He'll go and hide. Evening, he'll come down here, spot him, and I'll come out and I'll feed him. Well, I have a bucket that I use to keep the cat food in. Varmints want to get into it also. What I do is I try to bring it in, or I set it on top of the roof of the camper after the nighttime feeding. Well, last night, I mean, the sunset is starting to get earlier and earlier, so I come out here about 9 o'clock and I feed the cat. Well, it's starting to get dark now at 9 o'clock. I guess I need to come out a little earlier, you know, 7:30, 8 o'clock. So I had the bucket just laying on the ground. So from the morning feeding, I left the bucket right here next to the cat food. That way in the evening, I just come over, I feed the cat, and I bring the bucket and set it back on the roof of the camper. That's what I've been doing most of the summer. Well, last night I come out and the bucket's nowhere to be found. I can't find the bucket. So I'm looking around. Well, the bucket has been knocked over and dragged behind these weeds right here with the lid off. So I go over there and to get the food, and the food's gone. The whole bag of 9 Lives. Now, it wasn't a whole bag. I mean, but there's probably a quarter of a bag left. And I can't find the dang cat food. Well, I walk around. Now it's dark, so I'm doing it with a flashlight. Also, I want to be careful with copperheads. At nighttime is when the copperhead snakes come out. So I'm sneaking around. Those thieves took the bag, and they stuck it into the wood, into the cedar tree here. So I figured that these raccoons have been trained by the folks in the cities who are doing all the destruction. They're learning how to get sneaky about things. The last time I had to deal with these raccoons, I had the cat food in the cab over in the front here, and they woke me up in the middle of the night and they were trying to get into the bucket. Well, they've really learned a lot since then. They've learned how to open the lid. They've learned how to move the bucket around. They're getting sneaky. They're learning how to take the food with them, I guess so they can have it for later. The crime of the century has just happened with the dang raccoons stealing the cat food. Now, I know I'm being a little sarcastic here. I get it. But that's the point of this video, is as I see the cities, and as you see the cities being destroyed, the world's upside down, the media is saying what is wrong is right and what is right is wrong. Politicians are saying the same thing, that what is right is wrong and what is wrong is right. I come out here, and the worst thing that I have to contend with is a raccoon stealing cat food. That has been the biggest problem I've had. And the thing is it's a pleasant thing to have to deal with. when you watch that video at the end of here, I'll put a card right here. You'll see that I had to deal with the same raccoon and its little baby in here. The baby was stuck in here. I was trying to get him out with a shovel, but I couldn't get him out. It's such a peaceful lifestyle. And it's fun when your only criminal is a cuddly little animal. I recognize they can be dangerous. They can have rabies. I get that. But it's still, that's the extent of my problem, is the happiness of being robbed. Think about it. That's the worst part, is I'm being robbed and I'm just happy about it. I love this lifestyle. And I really hope I can encourage you to find something to get away from the chaos and enjoy yourself and be happy. Thanks for watching.